Hey guys, it's Putty for Rustafied here with a quick summary of what's coming into Rust this month. Starting off, we'll be addressing the new visual look that has made its way into this update. What you are looking at is the HDRP Art Backport project. Although this isn't exactly what the team envisioned 2 years ago when they set out on the HDRP project, it does provide players with a greatly enhanced visual experience with an equivalent gaming performance to previous versions of Rust. Here are some of the noticeable changes you'll be seeing. First off, the most obvious is the environmental art. This is the most striking of changes. Much of the environment like rocks, foliage, shorelines, and so much more have been visually overhauled. These changes don't just impact the visuals of the Rust landscape, as they also change the physical environment. And this will impact things like climbing mountains, certain rock-based designs, and even bushes disappearing with the placement of structures. Monuments have also been affected with this update. Many monuments have been tweaked or completely remodeled. For instance, the satellite dish and junkyard have been entirely redone. The junkyard even includes a new car scrapping ability. I'll talk about that a little bit later. Other monuments have received more subtle changes. The bandit camp is now a bit more spread out, and the dome has a new underbelly along with an easier pathway to the top. In many cases, the freight transit line stations are now integrated with the monuments themselves. And finally, the lighthouse now has a rotating light at night. Now, I might have piqued your attention earlier when I mentioned car scrapping at the newly redesigned Scrapyard. This new minigame of sorts features a magnetic crane which allows you to hop in, drive around, pick up cars, and recycle them with a big shredder for scrap. There's also some car wrecks that spawn around the junkyard and give you scrap and frags when they are recycled. But you also can bring in modular cars for a larger bounty. Now, you might be wondering how to operate the crane. Before you get in, you'll need fuel as it burns through a good deal of low grade during operation. Driving is similar to driving a car in-game, except you have to hold shift while you're using the WASD keys for direction. When you want to move the crane's arm, just use the WASD keys. W and S move the arm in and out, A and D turn the body. You can then also activate the magnet by using the R key. For those of you that like to operate under the cover of darkness, you can toggle the headlights on and off with the F key. Once you find the car you want to scrap, all you have to do is position the magnet at the end of the arm near the vehicle and turn it on. The vehicle will be picked up, and then you have to move the vehicle over to the shredder and hold the car nearby. The shredder pulls nearby cars into its grinding teeth, quickly grinding it up and spitting out resources off the conveyor belt down the line. The payouts from this system vary depending on size, quantity, and the components used. As for the default junker pickups, the trucks spawn around the junkyard and you can expect 50 scrap and 50 frags. For a breakdown of all the payouts for higher quality vehicles, check out the Rustafied post for more information. Here are some other things to note when using the crane. You can't drive the crane outside of the junkyard as it will start taking massive damage from other terrain outside. You can take bullet damage while driving the crane, and it has a max health of 500, and will respawn after 5 to 10 minutes after being destroyed. The poker tables have received a number of shifts and improvements with this update. There have been many UI improvements which show more information, and many obscure issues with payouts and player participation have been remedied. Just know that the next time you hit the tables, the experience should be better than ever. There are also some two-person poker tables now found at the abandoned cabin. The Rust console version goes live later this month. On May 21st, Rust will be released on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. Some minor fixes and changes you'll be noticing. Happus Island will be going on hiatus for a bit due to the amount of custom work that has to take place because of the art backport. A fix has been made for the wind turbine's excessive bounds and underwater deployment, the large furnace bounds have been reduced, and finally, along with some game optimizations, the team have fixed a number of reported typos in-game. This has been a summary of all the significant changes coming into Rust this month. I'm Putty and thanks for watching. If you want to know more about this update or any other update, head on over to Rustafied.com or subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to check us out on the Rustafied official servers.